Hey there everyone, new video, new build, and hopefully this video and build will conclude the version 3.2. These are the last set of changes and fixes I had on my list for 3.2, and just needed that extra couple of weeks to implement and test. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I'm using version 3.2.4 here just to demonstrate a particular issue that's been in the code for years. And the issue revolves around nesting elements inside a parent element that you may have flipped vertically or horizontally, or even both. So I have three elements here, grid 1, 2, and 3. Grid 1, the orange grid, or yellow grid, has flipped its contents horizontally. Grid 2 is flipping its contents both horizontally and vertically. And then the blue grid is flipping its content horizontally. Now look what happens when I try and move the blue grid up and down. Goes in the opposite direction. Left and right, opposite directions. Okay, because grid 2, its parent is set up to flip both horizontal and vertical. Okay, now I'm going to move grid 2, and grid 2 is inside parent 1, which is flipped horizontally. Okay, so I can move grid 2 up and down just fine, but left and right, it's the opposite. All right, and also if you look at the resizing or the mouse pointer associated with the resize thumbs, they're just wrong. Okay, they're just wrong. So I wanted to kind of demonstrate that in 3.2.4, and then we'll go into 3.2.5. It's the same setup. Grid 1, flip horizontal. Grid 2, its contents are flipped both horizontally and vertically. And then grid 3, its contents will be flipped horizontally. Okay, so I'm going to move this one up, down, left, right, no problem. Up, down, left, right, no problem. Let's have a look at the resize mouse pointer cursor. It's as you would expect. All right. And also, if you noticed, as I now alter the angle follows the mouse pointer. Okay. And when you resize, again, the width and height are now being displayed alongside the mouse pointer. Okay. Instead of where it was placed before, which was the center of the focused UI element or selected UI element. Okay. And while I was at it, when you move an element around, the X and Y coordinates are being displayed again alongside the mouse pointer. Okay. So those are some of the changes I've made to the editor themselves. Obviously, one is a fix to understand when a parent is flipped, and when you try and move or rotate or try and figure out what mouse pointer cursors to assign depending on how you wish to move, all of that's been fixed. and then the presentation of the coordinates and width, height, angle are now in a separate control that follows the mouse pointer. It's just a lot easier to read. Let's see. Let's come out of here. We'll pick up a text list. Yeah, we'll go in here. And I have presets that you're aware of. Let's see, for the wheel. So if I pick preset 1, let's see, can't remember what I was using. I think it was hard-coded in there for this background color. I just cannot remember. I think that was the case. What I had done with some of these presets was hard-coded some of the colors, and therefore if you liked a preset and you didn't want to edit the setup at all, you couldn't modify the colors through the properties panel. So I've now made that possible. So it's just a case of picking the preset. You can change the color, as you can see. Now some of them, if you notice, there's a color drop shadow, like a red drop shadow. That is actually embedded inside the user source itself. So in this case, you would have to, copy and then create your own style and then basically change that to, whatever color you want. But other than that, yeah, you can change the default colors like so, which you couldn't do before. All right, and I've done that on all 9 presets. Okay. Again, this has got a gradient selected bar above and below. That's hard-coded within the source itself. So if you don't like that color style, again, it would be a case of going in and changing it. Here, you would copy the code, create your own style, paste it, change the colors. But again, if you don't mind the color scheme for the gradient and the drop shadow, and it's just really a case of just changing the selected color and default color, then I got you covered on that. Okay. All right. So presets have been tweaked so that you can reference the colors or alter the colors real time. And then I've made a series of fixes, and which I'll put in the description for the associated video. But I redid the code generation for wheel item user-defined videos. I didn't like how I had implemented that, and to be honest, I think when I was working on videos for wheel item templates, I kind of rushed it a little bit. And then, so obviously I've just gone back and, tweak the code so that it's kind of more in line with any other image element within wheel item templates. It's more consistent with how it's been coded. But other than that, yeah, just little tweaks here and there, a series of fixes, and just a little bit of cleanup. And that's pretty much it. That really does conclude 3.2. Yeah, so please look out for the new poll on Patreon. I'll be curious to see what you guys add to the list. Looking forward to making additional changes to the application. It's been a blast so far. All right, so that concludes the quick video. I hope you like what you've seen and not aware of what the issues were. But regardless, I'll catch you soon.